the Marcel Duvoix Show. Today I have as my guest model Katie O'Rear. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
And our special surprise guest, model Haley Fisher. Hi.
Hello.
So, you guys, I am so excited because I've known Katie Guest for a long, long time. It's been about 4 years. And guess you might not have known this about me, but um, Katie met me, as a matter of fact, in a homeless shelter. Yes, that's correct. I've had bouts of homelessness, and Katie was part of a group actually that came in and fed the homeless people and clothed them. And I remember when Katie came over. How do you like that story, Katie?
It's so heartwarming.
Well, I remember so vividly because I remember you came over and you weren't shy about talking to us, and you came over and said hi, and you talked to me as a human. And in my mind, I was thinking, boy, this girl is talking to me and she's talking to me as a human. And how cool is that? What was going through your head, Katie, when you were talking to me?
It's just helping another person, honestly. I don't see people as homeless or those who have homes. It's just
Yeah,
everyone's a person. Treat them as such.
yeah. And you have a beautiful smile today.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you. And Haley Fisher, guest, is the girlfriend of model Katie O'Rear, and they're also actress and costume players. Did I get that correct?
Yeah, cosplayers, costume players, yeah.
Cosplayers. All right. So we are starting off the show, and we are so happy that you tuned in on WHPR TV Live today. I have to send a special shout out to my friend Felicia Sims. How are you? And my special Facebook friends as well. So we're going to start off guest with some poetry, and we're going to ask our guest Katie and Haley to give us their thoughts on the poetry. So here we go. The first poetry is entitled "I Give My Inspiration," and it's going to be from the same book, Word Edition. So here we go, guys. We're going to make this real quick. I give my inspiration as freely as my breath flows through my nostrils, for I give of myself so that each others may have. I live my dream, my everything, if only for a moment to inspire one man, one woman, one child. Truly, this is my moment to inspire others to greatness, to tell others to live as they've never lived before. And for this all, I give one more verse for them and pen one more poem or uplift one more person. Can you guys relate to that, Katie and Haley? Let's start
Yes,
with Katie.
definitely.
Yes, and I thought today's show guest should be all about youth empowerment. Because you guys are, how old are you, Katie, if you don't mind?
I'm 22, but I'll be 23 on July 16th.
Oh, okay, and you, Haley?
I'm 21, so I'll be
Oh,
turning 22 in September.
okay, wonderful. Yeah, and so I thought it'd be so great to have you guys on as inspiration to our viewers here. And did you guys want to send out a special shout out to your Facebook fans and followers and cosplayers?
Yeah, Haley, you can go first.
You guys have such wonderful laughs.
Definitely, I've got to send a shout out to Paul Gordon and Kristen Jones. Those two, and especially in the last couple months, have been there for me through the
Wow.
thick and thin because I've been actually all of the acting and the modeling is a newer thing for me, and they've been supporting me every step of the way because I've
Mm-hmm.
been cosplaying since 2014, but Katie actually discovered me at a con, or I should say rediscovered, because we
Yes.
actually have a history on that one. But definitely Paul and Kristen have just been really, really great towards me. So
Wow, that's cool. And you, Katie?
Definitely shout out to my parents who have supported me the whole way, and a huge shout out to all 17 1,000 of my fans on Facebook. I
Wow.
love you all.
All right, so we'll finish up the poem here, and then we'll go into some interview questions. Is it okay with you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. All right, so I give my inspiration as my love to the world, to give it as freely as the blood that flows through my veins, to empathize with the anguished heart of a woman or a man caught in the midst of their toughest moments in life, and to give them their life's greatest inspiration ever, to love and uplift them, to give my voice as an honor badge to them, to know that I care. Yes, I care. I give my heart to them, my spirit essence, my everything, just to let them know that my love is theirs forever. So, guys, so I share a little bit of my poetry. I'm so happy that you guys tuned in to WHBR Live. You guys can keep it locked here as well. You can catch us, the Marcel Duvoix Show, on Roku, channel 33, or channel 90 or 91 on Comcast. Now I'll start with you, Katie. Um, you've worked with some of the most brilliant names in fashion, photography, and magazines. Tell me, how do you remain so level-headed and humble?
Well, once again, like I had mentioned about the homeless shelter, it's just you got to take things as people are people, no matter how huge in the world they seem.
Yes.
As long as you treat them like a human and as long as you treat them how you would like to be treated, everything goes amazingly during a shoot.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I love that. And for you, Haley, what, how can you tell me a little bit of how you met Katie as your protege and how she discovered you?
Well, recently we were actually cast in a movie together, and strangely enough, we were cast as lesbian lovers.
Hmm.
So the
That's
funny,
exciting, by the way,
yeah, empowerment.
and empowering to the youth. Be yourself, youth.
But it was kind of crazy. It's kind of like everything was just falling into place because I've actually known Katie for a long time.
Yes.
But we hadn't had a chance to speak to each other until we were cast in this film.
Yeah. Huh?
So the way this went is one of my friends is actually a film director, and he was saying, "Hey, I'm posting up some parts. If you want to audition for one of them, just send me a video." And I ended up getting one of the parts in his movie.
Wow.
And he was trying to find someone to play my co-star for my on-screen girlfriend in it.
Hmm.
And we were actually at Motor City Comic Con, and I was going through the entire thing dressed as my Rey, because I cosplay as Rey from Star Wars.
Okay.
And I'm walking through this con, and I keep seeing this one girl dressed in T-45D power armor from Fallout 4, and I kept making eye contact with her, and she just looked so familiar to me. And then,
Yes.
strangely enough, we end up getting cast in this film together, and we start talking. And for whatever reason, I couldn't shake this feeling that I knew her from a while ago, and I
That
couldn't.
deja vu.
Yeah, and it was just such a surreal experience. I'm like, I know you, but I don't. What is going on? And we were talking about stuff just like, oh, we're co-stars. Let's get to know each other because you kind of have to have some chemistry on screen if you're a couple. You don't want to just be like, hey, this is my role. Let me just go for it. You kind of have
Right.
to know the other person and see how they're pulling everything into play.
Yes.
And we started talking about like things we have in common. So it was like, obviously cosplay, and then different hobbies. She's like, "Oh, I'm a musician." I'm like, "Oh, I am too. I'm a drummer."
How
And she
cool is
asked me,
that?
yeah, she's like, "By any chance, were you on Drumline?" And I said, "Yes." "How did you know that?" And she's like, "We competed against each other because she went to Ferndale, I went to Lanphier,
Hmm.
and they were just neck and neck, even though Ferndale always dominated competition, and we always hated you for that. Hey, our drum line always beat you though.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. I was on the drum line.
Oh,
But
that is a great story, Haley, and I'm so glad you're sharing that with our viewers for tuning in. We're in WHBR TV Live 33, and Katie, I want to ask you, what are some of the magazines or publications that you've modeled for, and which ones so far have been an absolute favorite of yours, and why?
I have been in 11 magazines so far, including like Ethereal Arts, Sheba magazine a few times. as well as many others, but I would have to say my favorite is absolutely Sheba because I was their cover model. And that was
Yes.
just such a great experience. And I just was talking today with the editor in chief for Modelin Land magazine,
Yeah.
and I am in that one now. So I found out today I will be definitely in another magazine.
Yes. And Haley, you've done some work with acting and modeling. Could you tell me a little bit of what roles you've been in and what magazines or exciting photo shoots that you've been in?
Primarily, I'm actually a cosplayer. So
Mm-hmm.
when it came to acting experience, I did a lot of stage in high school. So I was in the Wedding Singer musical, Chicago. I did Into the Woods. So that one was a lot of fun. I was actually in the pit playing all the different percussion instruments for that one. But I've always been around stage. And
Yeah.
my biggest role that I did was I was Prudy Pingleton in Hairspray. So that one was my favorite to do. The As far as modeling goes,
Yes.
Katie actually discovered me for that one. We're
Mm-hmm.
in the process of submitting a few different photographs to some magazines coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been published yet. So fingers crossed on that one for sure.
Yeah.
But cosplay is my big thing. So
Yes.
going to events, being in the character, it's like with my version of Ray, I'm actually known across the entire United States as I've gone
Wow.
to some out of state conventions
Cough,
and people.
cough, hot Ray.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone always knows me because I'm completely in character when I do it. So the accent, mannerisms, quotes, and everything. It's not just a costume to me. I'm in like enveloping this character.
Yes.
So that's my big thing with
And
that.
Haley, that must be absolutely fun for you to get
It's a
dressed up as a
blast.
character.
Yes, it's probably the most rewarding thing for me
Mhm.
is because Star Wars is really big around little kids, and based off the way I do the character, they think I'm real.
Yes.
So I feel like a little bit of a princess with it because, like, I know you. And just start talking to them in character and everything. It's so cute.
Oh,
It's so rewarding.
and I know for our guests that are tuning in, today we're want to focus on youth empowerment and about giving the youth to find ways that they can be inspired. And I think both of these young ladies, Katie and Haley, can really inspire people out there to be themselves. So we're going to ask you, Katie, if you could talk for a moment about your major Sheba magazine photo shoot. I must say that shoot has been one of my absolute favorites. Could you tell me how this particular shoot and the interview done by them has changed your life and in what ways?
It definitely has helped me brand myself as a vegan model, and it oddly enough, I mentioned one of my favorite pizza places, and they started giving me discounts. So
Why do you laugh at that? Is that a good thing or bad thing?
I love pizza.
And guest, you heard that right. Models do love pizza.
Yeah.
And should we go to the next question then?
Yeah, if you'd like.
All right. Tell me what are some of the other photo shoots that you've done, model events? I know you mentioned cosplay, and that's huge. And what has been one of the most extremely popular events for your fans? What really resonates with your fans?
I would definitely have to say my shoots that I've done with Johnny Richer and Dan Danilowitz.
Hmm.
People absolutely love those photos, and both those photographers have just this amazing way of capturing me and making me feel beautiful in ways I didn't know I could.
And you are beautiful, Katie, especially the smile. And Haley, of course. And Haley, what has been some of the most memorable moments for your fans to watch? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Um, Definitely, if you see me at a convention, I the fun thing for me is most people when they get into character, they're just doing everything. They're just going through the motions on stuff where I'm actually really interactive with people.
Mm,
So there was actually this moment at Motor City Comic Con when I was dressed as Ray.
yeah.
There was this little girl that came up to me with her dad and asked for a picture with me because she was like 3 and she was just so excited and had like this like deer in the headlights look just talking to me. It was so cute. And she's looking over at me and I was just getting off of a phone call, and if for the picture I wanted to put my phone away, but my hands
Yes.
were a little bit full. So I looked over at her like got down like eye to eye with her and asked her if she could hold my lightsaber for me while I put everything away in my bag. And as I did that, I handed her the saber and I actually turned on the saber. So as soon as she touched the hilt of it, it just shot up.
Wow.
And it was so cute because everything about it, like she just, the look on her face, you could tell it's like one of those things that she's never going to forget. And
Yes.
it's just stuff like that at cons because I don't really do it for myself. I do it for the reaction because it's like a surreal experience for some people on there, because when you're seeing someone portraying a character that you know and love, and
Yeah.
for Ray's very empowering for not even just youth but also females, because she's
Hmm.
one of those characters where she's just a jack of all trades. She has all of this potential that she sees in herself, and she's just been going and like living day by day, and then
Hmm.
suddenly she's in this situation where like she's like just being able to realize this greater portion of herself, and a lot of people identify that because
Yes.
no one knows who she is exactly, so a lot of people see themselves in that. So I try to emulate that as much as I can, because when I do it, I'm not Haley, I do it as Ray.
Yes, and you're saying that this character Ray is very empowering for women. Is it empowering for guys as well, especially if they're transgender or um, if they see themselves as other? What do you think?
I think Ray is one of those characters where it doesn't matter what your gender is,
Mm-hmm.
because just the way she is as a person, she doesn't do it because she's a girl. She doesn't do it because of X, Y, and Z reason. She's
Okay.
just living day by day and she's trying to have a better life for herself.
Yes.
So there's nothing in the film saying like, oh, like you can't do this because you're a girl or anything like that. So a lot of people can see the true qualities within her as an authentic person. So that's inspiring to not just women, but everyone.
Yes, and I wanted to ask you another question popped up in my head, by the
Okay.
way, about the con world.
Okay.
Do people stay in character, male, male, or female, or do they switch characters a little bit?
There's actually, so it's called cosplay, and
Cosplay.
a lot of people will do crossplay where they'll gender bend things.
I
So
I
there'll be,
see.
yeah, there'll be a lot of characters, like, just because it's a female character doesn't mean that only girls dress as it. Like, anyone can do it. Like, I was actually at Midwest Media Expo, and there was a guy dressed as Ray, and he came
Mm,
up and was just talking to me about stuff. So it's just, you'll see so many different characters, and it's not limited to a certain type of person. Like, you don't have to meet a certain height requirement or like body fat percentage or anything to be a character. If you see that character that you just truly love and want to be a part of, you get to be it, and no one judges you for that.
wow, that is beautiful. Now, I do want to send out a shout out to my friends there that are watching in India that has been giving me a lot of great support from all the way in India. I want to send out a special support special thanks to Guru and Goddess Lakshmi Narayan and her devotee Pavitra, I believe. Yes, Pavitra. And also, we're going to go back to Katie here. Katie, tell me, um, what's been um, one of the exciting aspects of being a model? What would be your advice to up and coming models? I know you mentioned that you discovered Haley, and Haley's your protege. So, what can you say about that?
If you want to model, just make sure that you don't give up, regardless if anyone's telling you you can't do it or it's a waste of time. Because if you put your mind to it, you absolutely can do it.
Mm.
I would say that if you want to get into it, honestly, it sounds silly, but practice your poses in front of a mirror. Make silly faces in the mirror. Make sure that you have a wide range of expressions.
And smile, and always smile. Because- And viewers, I know you mentioned that you're bisexual.
Hmm.
I'm bisexual as well. Hello, viewers and guests. And Haley, you are lesbian?
Yes.
Okay. And you guys don't mind your viewers and your fans knowing that about you?
No.
Nope, I'm really open about it.
Hmm. And so we're sharing this about us guys on the Marcel Duvoix show. We want to let youth know that they can be themselves, that they can be authentic the way they live their lives, that they can come out and be themselves and do whatever they want to do as long as they're respectful, they're loving, and they treat others with respect. So, Katie, I have another question for you. Ready?
All right.
I know you get questions all the time, right, with magazine
Oh,
shoots
yeah,
and
that's fine
photo
though.
shoots. And could you, what are the exciting and fun facts about you that your fans may not know?
Exciting and fun facts. Oh, Lord.
Just name one.
Exciting and fun fact.
I know you.
Hmm.
I was thinking this morning when I came in, how you guys moved over the weekend and and then rushed come about an hour to
Hour and a
drive down,
half.
hour and a half to drive to come down here,
Yes.
and how you guys just made that smooth transition and still have time to text your fans on Facebook and
Yeah.
update pictures and stuff. So that is awesome. So could you tell me, our viewing audience, Katie, what how to get in contact with you for business or what social media you're on?
All right. For Instagram, I have at Katie O'Rear Model. You can find me on Facebook at Katie O'Rear Model. But also, Haley and I are going to start streaming video games, and you can find us on Instagram at Two Models One Controller.
Now,
You can find us
Kate,
on Facebook as well and on Twitch.tv.
okay. Now you guys have a great handle for that because that two models what?
One controller.
Two models, one controller does sound familiar. And for you, Haley, could you tell your viewers and fans how they can get in contact with you for business, for modeling, for and for social media?
All right. I actually also have a Facebook page. It
Hmm.
is Haley Fisher, actress, model, cosplayer.
Hmm.
So just decided to encompass all of the titles into one page just to keep it simpler. It's a little bit lengthy, but I do all of my primary contacts on there. But a lot of people actually find me word of mouth from conventions. So you can find me on there, and you can also find me on Instagram as Hurricane Halian.
Yes. And before we close out the show here, guys, I do have to say a big shout out and hello and thank you to Mr. RJ Watkins, to our engineering team, Mr. Tyler, and to Miss Inspiration herself as Miss Willis. I wanted to thank Miss Willis for the inspiration she does give around here. So this has been the Marcel Duvois Show. Katie, thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
on.
no problem.
And Haley, thank you so much. So this has been Haley Fisher and Katie O'Rear. Will you guys come back on the show, by the way?
Oh,
Oh, for
absolutely.
sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Marcel Duvois Show. We are here Tuesdays, second and fourth Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. on WHBR 33, Comcast 90 or 91. And I do have to say to my guests that we might be taking a break or so. We are still looking for advertising sponsors. So if you would like to sponsor this show, please call in, talk to Sherry Jackson or WHPR team, the front desk, and sponsor the show. So thank you so much. Tune in again for the next airing of the Marcel Duvois Show.